Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is So, and today I'll be showing you how to bulk create your content in 2024 using two simple AI tools. Now, before we get to the video, kindly hit that subscribe button. It's going to help me out a lot. And let's get to the video. I hope you get to learn something new. So the first tool that we'll be using today is called Canva. I'm pretty sure most of you have heard of Canva. For those that do not know, Canva is basically a graphic design tool. So the link is in the description, or basically you can just go to Google and search for Canva. Then once you get to Canva, today we'll be creating a mobile video. You can choose whichever format that you want. The process is pretty much the same. So today we'll be creating quiz videos. Pretty sure you've seen those on, TikTok and YouTube and in so many other places. So we'll just do an example with our quiz video today. So you just go to text and you're going to choose our heading. It's going to write something simple, quiz time. Let's just drag that up and try to make it look good. I think that is okay. So let's just duplicate that and zoom it out so that we can see exactly what you're doing here. So we're just going to lay one of the text on top of the other so that we can have a nice shadowy background. We'll just play with this for a minute, see how it turns out. You can lay it over and on the sides, depends on what you like. So let's just add a color so that we can see exactly what you're doing. Now that actually looks good. I like the blue, it's a bit popping, but you also consider the background that you want so that, your text is readable. So at this point, I want us to group these two together so that whatever you do with one, you can easily do to the other. You don't have to keep doing to both. So we're just going to, we are going to select one at the inside or the outside, whichever, and then hold down the shift key and select the other one. And then just hit group. That is good. It's really that simple. So I think that is looking pretty good now. So we're just going to place it on top of our canvas. That is actually good, but I feel like I need to change a bit of the shadow. It doesn't look that appealing. I feel like we should have put it either on top or below so that it doesn't look so bare, right? So let's just play with this a little bit and see if we can come up with something better. So for that, we need to ungroup this so that you can manipulate the text very well without any trouble. So let's see. That's good. I like that. Let's see. The angle actually looks good. That actually looks really good. But let's try the over, I think. Maybe it's going to be a bit better. That is this part. This one doesn't look so good, right? No, this is good. This is actually not so bad. Yeah, I guess we can go with this. So at this point, I feel like we can just group the two texts back together. Yeah, let's just do that and continue with our editing. So let's see. I actually feel like that is good enough, even for the color. I'm not so opposed to the blue. I'm not sure that is sky blue or baby blue. Not so good with colors, but I feel like our text is looking pretty good at this point. So we're just going to place it, just zoom it a bit, make sure that it's visible, make sure it's well visible. Remember, our canvas is already zoomed out, so we need to make sure our text is matching all that. Anyway, so now at this point, let's go to elements, graphics, and look for, rectangles for our question box and our answer boxes. This one looks good. We're just going to add that, and this one for the answers. That's pretty nice actually. So we're just going to fit them into our canvas. Yeah, that looks good. So we're just going to change the color so that we don't have so many colors in our video. This would be good. Yeah, that's bright enough. So we're just going to have blue in our design to make sure, to just avoid a lot of contrasting colors. So let's just do blue. So we're just going to change that to blue. We're just going to change this around to blue. And then we're going to duplicate these answer boxes so that they're exactly the same size for all of them. We just need for choice A, choice B, and our answer. Now that's perfect. So now we can look for a background. Just go to elements and we're going to find, you can choose a video background or you can choose a photo background depending on what you want. That's totally up to you. But at this point, I feel like we need to go to ChatGPT so that we can see the size of the questions that it's going to produce. I know you can tailor it to the number of words you want, but let's just do this step at this point. Just go to ChatGPT and type in your question. Make sure you instruct it to give it to you in tabular form in this format. Yeah, it's going to be easy for the next part. Actually, we need that for the next part. So once we have our question, we're just going to come back here and input our question. You actually don't need to write the actual question. Just write the question since it's going to be repeated anyway once we input the data. So we're going to just have our question there and then we're going to have our answer. This is just basically for the data connection. So we don't need the actual question. So you're just going to have our answer there and we're going to have our choice A. We're going to do the same for our choice B. And definitely we're going to do the same for our choice, for our final choice, that is our choice C. Yeah, I think this really looks good so far. Yeah, so far so good. That actually looks good. Yeah, we can totally work with this. So now the next thing that I want us to do is you're going to go to apps and you're going to search for Bulk Create. You'll see the first one that appears in search. You can just click on that. But before we go on to bulk create our content, I just want us to group the questions and their answers and their boxes, so that like whatever happens to with the answer, whether it's movement or whatever, they remain on the same place. And after that, you're just going to allot the time for when the questions appear, when the answer appears, and when the choices appears. So you're just going to right click the boxes. It's already grouped. You're just going to right click on the whichever box, it's the question box or the answer or the choice answer. You're just going to right click and you're going to show timing. And now whatever you do to the, like the word question, make sure you do to the same to the question box. Otherwise, if the question disappears, the question box will be left there. So that's why we grouped them in the first place. So we're just going to allot time for each of them. Of course, we do not want the question and the answers to appear at the same time. So we're just going to make sure that where the question and the choices end, that is where our answer appears. And after our answer appears, then I think basically that's it for the video. That will be it. So after the question, you can just input maybe something like a timer. That is going to be easier. Actually, it's going to be more interactive for, assuming you're doing this for social media. So you're just going to make sure that the answer appears exactly where we want it to appear. Otherwise, it's going to look awkward if you have the question on the screen and the answer is still there. So we're just going to add our timer now. Just give people a minute, to think about the question and answer it. So, and once when you're searching for the timer, please make sure you search for video timer. Yeah, so just choose the timer that you want, and then you have to now trim it down to whichever number of seconds, that it's 10 or 5 or whatever. Make sure you trim it down to that number of seconds. So for us, you're going to have 5 seconds. That's what you want, so that's perfect. You're just going to have 5 seconds and you're going to get a frame. That's a nice one. And let's see how it turns out. Perfect. That's exactly how we want our questions and answers and our timer to appear. So go back to our table, you clear it and just copy everything from ChatGPT. Copy it, go back to our table and paste. Once you paste and everything is good, you click done. And now we have our questions on our left side. So at this point, what we need to do, just doing a little bit of editing here. Yeah, that's perfect. So we just need now to connect the data. So the question is going to be connected to the question from the data we have just input. So all you need to do is just click the question box, right click it, then connect data and connect question. Just that for everyone, for each and every choice. So let's choose A, B, C, all the way to the answer. Once the data is connected, now all you have to do is click continue. And if everything is looking good at this point, you can remove some questions and check some questions. But if everything is looking good, all you have to do is hit generate. And Canva is going to generate your 30 designs all at once. So here are our designs. Now, they are actually looking good. Yeah, I see our questions are actually looking good. Videos are looking good. So at this point, if there's any kind of editing that you want to do, you can do it at this point, each clip on its own, but basically the heavy lifting has already been done for us. So what you notice is that the background for each video is the same. And at this point, you can just go to elements and search for, your video or photo background that you want, and just drag and drop it to your clip to change the background. It's really that simple. It's a shame that this is at this point you have to do this manually, but it's actually not much work. All you have to do is drag and drop, just drag, drop, and you're done. It's really that simple. So at this point, you can also add a voiceover if you want a voiceover, or if you want any kind of sound effects for your video. Yeah, you can do, those teeny tiny editing. At this point, you can do that before you share. Once you have what you want, like you like what you see, what you've created, just go to share. And with download, you can download each clip on its own. You can download them all together. You can download a specific clip depending on what you want. That's also totally up to you. And it's basically that easy. We have created our 30 videos just like that. So you can just do that for all the other videos. And in a short while, you'll have all the clips that you want. I hope you found value in that video. If so, kindly remember to hit that subscribe button. Also, remember to give the video a thumbs up. It's going to help me out a lot. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.